Hello everyone. So today I wanted to share a few quirky traits about myself to see if other crystal humans or starseeds might possess the same traits. Before I begin, I should mention that I've had other people confirm that I myself am a crystal human rather than just being self-proclaimed. For instance, when I had my aura photography session done by Bobby Sullivan, he had noticed crystal energy in my aura and brought this up to me without me ever saying a word to him about crystal humans or starseeds. Other people who have confirmed this would be my Reiki teacher, Patricia McHenry, as well as a shaman and a few other sources like the Sistrum channel. With that said, I just wanted to share a few traits that I have myself that might be of significance to starseeds or crystal humans or indigo humans, as well as a few other traits that I've noticed in the indigo humans that I've met in my own personal life. With that said, the first trait that I want to share would be having attached earlobes that look like this, if you can see. My Reiki teacher had mentioned this to me or brought it up to me about having attached ears, so I thought this might be significant to starseeds since she herself has had several starseed students. I myself personally have small ear canals, which I found out by a Walgreens pharmacist one day when I had my ears clogged. So I just thought that there might be a possible link between the small ear canals and having a heightened sense of hearing, since a lot of starseeds do have heightened senses. The second trait would be giving off a lot of body heat and having a high body core temperature. Like half the time when I take my temperature, it's over 100 degrees in this area, and half the time not. So I'll show you a few videos to demonstrate this trait. .7, and as you can see, normal. Ooh. Another trait would be having open chakras. For instance, if you hold a pendulum in front of one of your chakras, especially the upper chakra, like the crown chakra, heart chakra, third eye chakra, the pendulum will tend to swing like a helicopter, meaning your chakra is open. And so basically, I showed this to my Reiki teacher once, who's had several starseed students, thinking that she would react to this like anyone else had when I'd done it previously. And she really wasn't phased out by this, which, you know, might kind of indicate to me that this is a common starseed trait that didn't really phase her, so to speak. So I'm guessing that there's other starseeds out there who have very open chakras who can make the pendulum swing like this, like a helicopter. Also, I tend to notice that a lot of people come up to me and tell me that I was in their dream last night, or they had a dream about me, and was curious if other starseeds also experienced this as well. In terms of dreams and remembering them, some of the dreams I can actually remember from years ago. For instance, when I was around 7 or so, I had a dream with my dad and a few classmates of mine and myself who were in an elevator or this old abandoned factory running away from these husky dogs who had this bling bling stuff on their teeth, which happened way before Flavor Flav or whoever wears that stuff on their teeth, since this was in the mid-90s. Which brings me to another point. Starseeds having a good memory, in particular crystal humans having a good memory. In terms of my memory, it's not photogenic, but oftentimes people will tell me, oh, you have a good memory, since I'll often recall or remember like conversations we've had in the past or an experience that we might have had together in terms of that type of memory. So I was curious if other starseeds, crystals in particular, have experienced this as well. Another trait about myself is having very strong hands. For instance, if I have a bottle of soda or pop, I'll often twist it on tighter than what the factory had. And then my legs are strong as well too. In the past, I've been able to max out the leg press machine and weightlift 400 pounds, which I wouldn't be able to right now. Probably I can do 200 or 250 easily with my legs without any training. So that's very naturally strong. But if I did want to max out the leg press machine, it wouldn't take me long to develop muscle and be able to do it again, probably in a few months or so. So, which brings me to another point, having ambiguous features, like for instance, developing muscle rather quickly from weight training, or hair getting highlighted from the sun, or your skin tanning easily, or a trait that any ethnicity might have might be having curly hair from the moisture, yet having straight hair other times, things like that. Kind of like shape shifting, but not. Or else you might have traits that look different depending on the situation. For instance, some people think my hair is blonde. Other people think my hair is red. Other people would say like brown. So it's ambiguous to them. Or else my eyes, they'll change colors depending on the mood, the color of shirt I'm wearing, or what the lighting or weather is like outside. So I'll look different, to different people, or I might look like different people in photos, per se, in an ambiguous type of way. So I was wondering if that also applies to starseeds as well. Another trait is being able to heal quickly. I've had 2 injuries in my life. The first was my retina when I was around 25, and I healed wonderfully from that. And then the second was just this past year when I dislocated my elbow. And basically, I'm almost middle-aged, so the fact that I was able to get in and out of a cast by a month later after breaking it, and I have the full range of motion, didn't need any physical therapy, is really, really amazing. So I healed very quickly from that. So I was just curious if other starseeds have had a similar experience with being able to heal quickly from an injury. Besides, being able to make changes rather quickly in your own body as a starseed, I was also curious if, despite doing that, you still don't seem to age or look very young for your age. Like, for instance, for my 36th birthday, I got the teen birthday discount, which was very sweet at Red Robin. Thank you very much. So, I look a little bit younger than my real age. So, another trait I want to bring up has to deal with the piezoelectric effect in terms of crystals, the actual crystal quartz. So I wish I had the machine with me, but my boyfriend has what's called a conductivity tester. And so I asked him if I could try it out once, for poops and giggles. And when I touched each end of the metal tips for that tester, I made it go, and he wanted to try it, so he tried it and nothing. So he has me try it again, and I was conductive. I tested as conductive. And he tried it again, no luck. It took a few times going back and forth before he finally did become conductive like myself, which was probably from the shared energy that I had finally making him conductive. So I wanted to share that just because that might be another possible crystal trait is the electricity, which I've heard from others. There's an indigo person, coworker of mine, who whenever she'd go by the traffic lights, she would change the light every time, which I thought was also interesting. So there's something about electricity or the piezoelectric effect that's also in humans as well, is my guess. I've also noticed that the few indigo people that I've met all seem to be drawn to binaural frequencies or isochronic frequencies. So let me play a few examples for you. Or else there's some that also come with music as well, like this one. So that's your snazzy sample of binaural frequencies or isochronic frequencies. In addition to being drawn to binaural frequencies and isochronic frequencies, if you're like me, you might also be drawn to things like fractals, holograms, kaleidoscopic prisms, infinity mirrors, or anything that glows in the dark or is iridescent, things like that, diffraction grating film, or the liquid office toys as well. They say that crystal humans are really drawn to crystal gemstones, but it doesn't necessarily have to be just crystal gemstones. You might be drawn to something like this, which is a prism, or chandeliers, for instance, or maybe the glass block windows and things like that, or anything that mirrors off of mirrors, like reflecting things. You may be drawn to things like that as well. Other crystal traits may include possibly having fast reflexes, having a good sense of time. You might also have good pitch, but not necessarily be pitch perfect per se. And also hypersensitivity to touch or having multiple heightened senses compared to other people. And last but not least, this might be TMI, but taking big dumps. Let's just say in the land of starseeds, we'd definitely be good on fertilizer if this is true for other starseeds. So these are all of the general traits that I wanted to cover that I've seen in myself as a starseed or indigo humans I've met in my life that may or may not apply to starseeds in general that I wanted to share and maybe find out. So have a dandy one.